Hey guys, how's it going? Sean Darling here, and we are here again in Moho, or going to be working in Moho. Yeah, Red Spectre Studios has been doing a lot of stuff lately. It's me, but you know what I mean. There are a few other people involved here and there. But tonight, yeah, we're going to be working here in Moho, and we're going to be working again on our Slug buddy. I don't know what his name is. I need help from you guys. Send me something in the chat or whatever, and let me know what his name should be. Have no idea. He could have all kinds of names. I don't know what his accent is yet, or what he sounds like, or a lot about him. He's going to be my little buddy in recorded videos who's going to comment and, be my little sidekick. So help me out. In the meantime, with that, let's go ahead and get started here in Moho. And I'm going to go ahead and open up his file here. And there he is. And when we last were in here, I was working with his bones, getting him able to move all around. His antennas are not moving right now, only because it's not on a frame past 1 for animatability. And we got a lot of this done. I got the mouth closable and wide. I also got his blinks worked out. And we can do left and right separates. We can go down and up with the eyes. And of course, left and right all the way. It works very well. So now what we're going to do is work on some more expressions for him, because that's probably the main thing that needs to be done at this point to really, get him ready to be used. So let's do that. I'm going to figure out, I think what he needs more than anything right now, he's got no eyebrows, and I think it's okay that he doesn't have actual hairy eyebrows or anything like that, but I have to have something that kind of says, I'm mad, right? So we're going to need to figure out a way for him to somehow get those to come on screen. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be, because normally, I would either puff up, his eyelid, or I would have a separate eyebrow piece that would move around. And since he doesn't actually have eyebrows, I'm going to have to come up with a clever way of doing that. And I think the best way is probably, possibly, I'm sitting there thinking of it right now, to probably make maybe some lumps appear that can change their depth, layer depth, and kind of go out of sight when he's not mad. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so above the eye, for now, I'm going to make a new layer here, and we're going to call this brow right. You bloody well, right? You browdy well. Okay, so I am going to be able to make this brow, and I'm going to put it at a neutral position to start with. And this is going to have to be able to move forward and back when we need it to do so in its position, its layer position. So right now that's really ugly, and that's just because we're seeing these parts here that we're not going to normally be seeing. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of some of those little colors there. And I'm thinking, let's fill it in first. I'm just going to go here, and we are going to grab its own color for the fill. For whatever reason, it is not letting me do so. Oh, we need to add fill. So we check that on, duh, and then I grab this and say, please fill with this color. And that will set us up there. But you notice it's going to look kind of silly, suddenly covering everything else up, which we do not want. And I wanted to go, though, from here to a different position, obviously, to where he's going to look, mad. So I'm going to kind of pull some of this out of the way. It probably really doesn't need to be that long over here either. That way it's just less issues that we have to deal with. I think, in fact, this might be better kind of done like so. Might even try to pull this in line with the other line we have here that's a wrinkle of his eyelid. But this is going to kind of not show up until we want it to, if that makes sense. So I'm going to kind of tuck a lot of this behind, I think, to start with. It's weird, I know, but I think this is probably might be the way to go. Let me just kind of do this kind of thing. We'll see. It might look like crap. But that's the risk we take, Indeed. Okay. So that is the natural state of the eyebrow. If you guys are watching, say hi, please. It's always good to see. With that, we need to make a smart bone for it. And so we're going to make sure nothing is selected in the bone layer. And I'm going to create a new bone. And I'm just going to put him over here. Left brow, or I'm sorry, right brow. That one's going to be there. We're going to call this brow, as I said, brow right. And we're going to show the label, of course, so we can see what that is. We're going to go with bone, make smart bone dial. And this is going to have both directions just because we are going to want that. We're going to say OK. Now, at the regular point here, it's not going to be visible. And then by the time it gets here, obviously it's going to be. But somewhere along the line, we need to switch this forward as far as the layers go. I need to make sure that my layers can be switched. So I'm going to go here. We go to depth sort and enable animate layer order. Apply, OK. If you didn't know about that, it's very important. You can do all kinds of magic with it. So I need to decide about where, and I'm probably going to go about 5 frames in. And I'm going to take that eyebrow that we just created, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it more obvious. Let's select that layer and just start pulling points down here some more. It's going to kind of not really appear, but it is going to sort of exist suddenly. So it's going to go from here to, and then by the time we are on frame 100, this guy is going to be angry. So I'm just going to pull this down, maybe this one a little bit too. These will need to be kind of curved. Some of this is okay to mess with a little to get what we're looking for. I don't want to add anything that I shouldn't here. Get everything all wonkified. We definitely don't want wonkification. All right, so I think that's kind of okay. I could change my mind very shortly. There we go. I think that looks all right. So let me just jump back here. It goes from there to, and it gets mad. That's not horribly bad. It's interesting though how to do it. I do want to see how this works with his blink though. So let's go ahead and see the blink in action from the bone layer. I'm going to go down with the eyes, the brow. So it kind of still works there, yeah? He can blink while he's mad, which is good. Kind of trying to figure out it's not bad, it's not great. So I'm going to go back here to a brow again and try to figure out just where I think it's a little odd. I do think that maybe the brow could come down farther over. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. So brow right. You guys are watching, say hello. Good, always good to hear from you. Gonna sort of spread this out a little bit, get this a little farther down maybe. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. He needs to be mad, you know? He's gonna be mad, he needs to be mad. That sounded like mad. Okay, cool. Perhaps. Maybe this needs to be just a little more in. But this is supposed to be a brow, not a lid. Something we gotta remember. That's we, all of us. And it looks pretty mad. Let me just see what it pulls back now, if it's gonna. So right about here, it just kind of feels like it forms and not like he is going from not mad to mad. So I'm going to take these and kind of bring those a little more toward the natural state. And get this one a little fixed better here. That's a little closer to not mad, and then he gets mad is okay. I just need to fix that curve there. That looks pretty junky. There we go. Let's just see. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. I will probably work on that some more because I kind of want him to be able to go to the kind of sad look too. So we'll have to see what that kind of all means, I guess. There's something about that I'm not quite liking though. And I think it's the size of the top. Like this really probably should be a bit more prominent this way. Like, you know what I mean? He gets literally angry. I also think that that line is a bit thin for my taste. So let's go ahead and you can animate the thickness over time, which is very cool. Because this always is something that you may or may not need to do. That's going to be more like a border edge here. We'll see if this works or not. It's kind of one of those fine line things, so it's okay. It's not bad. Kind of so used to having them standard eyebrows, I guess, is what I'm looking at here. But it is nice that when he blinks, that still works, because he could be here, then he could just get kind of mad. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Looks like it just sort of pulses forward. I don't like the growing of it. So let's go back to here. So it should come forward and then move down. I thought I had done, well, okay, let me go to the brow. There we go. So this here kind of makes that work, but then it doesn't go from kind of up to down. It's that pointy peak thing, I think, that's kind of ruining it here on the end. This needs to not be what I have. This needs to be more of the brow already. I think that needs to be curved or fixed. The curve needs to be fixed. So then it goes from a little maniacal to, you know, let's go from here, fix this again. I think I'm going to get rid of this frame for the moment. No reason for it. And it's going to go from this. And this also doesn't need to exist that way. So I think these frames might be negated if I can. Guess not. And I'm going to copy these and put those maybe here. Just so I have a starting place for this. And then I will sort of pull this down in here and try to hide it a little. This is probably doing what I already had, but it is less that way. I don't know about this though. Maybe it's just all this travel, you know, I don't like all this movement of it growing. Maybe this should just be a switch layer to Mad Eyes, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's go back to the main line. I'm gonna take this new brow layer off anyway. And then let's get rid of this brow R2, R1 and 2. So we're gonna fix those. And I think I'm gonna make a switch layer for brows. So let's just draw a brow. We're gonna have a non-brow here as well. So let's go ahead. Where is my... So above the eyes, right here, we'll make a new layer. This will now be brow left again. I'm going to say brow left, yeah, because then we're going to group it with itself and be able to put other brows in here. This mainly being the only brow that's going to be in there probably, unless we put in the sad brow as well. So let's go ahead and group this with selection. This is going to be called brow L, as I had it. And on this brow L layer, not the group, this is where we will leave this one blank. And then I'm going to create another layer in here called Mad. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go about this, but I think it might be a better idea than what I had. So I'm just going to get a big old mad kind of brow happening like that. And then we will fill it in, because obviously I didn't use fill. Phil's not going to like that, but you know. I'm thinking this is coming over too far on the eye, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Like maybe it needs to be there. Maybe not even have this part. I've never made a slug brow before, so that's part of my problem. And I am not like anything about these. Maybe they just need to be black, and maybe they need to just be drawn, you know, like strokes. Um, let's see. I'm going to go in here to my Style tab, if Moho will let me. I'm going to go into the Style tab here. And we are going to click on a brush to use. And let me grab that and bring it over. The brush I'm going to use probably is just going to be, we can test a couple. I want something kind of rough looking, pencil-like in a way. That's pretty good. And that way I can sort of scribble on here, you know, some eyebrows. I have the smoothing turned way too high, so let's delete that. And we will go to our options, put it about here. It's probably okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn these on and off and on like this. And let's just make a few strokes here, and I should probably make those fatter. I could do that after the fact, but I can't really see what I'm doing if I do it that way. So we'll just go boom, 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 boom. Looks like a kid drew them. That's awesome. How about if I go more like this with it, though? This is still one stroke with a lot of points in it. So we can still go to convert to switch layer. Obviously, we can go from here suddenly to mad. I'm thinking I might want to draw those out a little nicer. So on the mad, I'm going to delete those points. Grab this and sort of with slightly more care, kind of come in here and squiggle these around, making a brow. I don't know if this works or not for what I'm wanting. It looks crazy. I don't know. And now I'm wondering if I should do a, we'll come back to that. I'm going to go back to a 3. I'll use the standard old brush here and come back here with the fill and stuff. And just create an actual brow, you know, for him. You know, it's all my wonderful wonky lines from using the mouse to draw. Let's auto weld those together in the end. There we go. I'm going to delete a few points here, obviously. Things that were unfortunate accidents. We all have those sometimes, though. Hopefully not in your pants on the way to work. Okay, we'll get that. And we could move that and the others. So I just wanted some kind of brow to feel angry, and I think I'm being a little silly about it now. He's not really going to be that mad that often. The second I don't give him anger, yeah, then he'd need it. I mean, he's got to get mad at politics somehow. All right, let's go ahead, give it fill, and I mean, that's pretty good. Could probably either pull this down a little, pull these up a little, or whatever. I mean, that looks like he's maniacal. It's not mad. That's totally ticked off. So, you know. Well, that looks pretty okay. Maybe I'll give him a. I don't know if I want to give him hairs on that at all either. This is going to go from here to here. That mad brow, though, needs to kind of come from somewhere. So I'm thinking about maybe still making a control for it. And definitely giving it a thicker stroke around it. So let's just go at least to 5 or something like that. I think that's all right. And we can duplicate this brow folder or group. Where's my duplicate layer? We're going to call this right, or this one's left. I named those wrong. This one's right, actually. Good thing I caught that. I'll be seriously confused in a bit. That's right. Left, left, mad. Okay, so on this brow is empty. This one that's mad, on this side anyway, has to be flipped like so. Let's set this to mad. Flip the layer. And it's not. Let's select the points then and flip those. Thank you. And we'll move it over to left. This one. Okay, so mad here we need to fix. We're not seeing the other one because it is not selected on mad. If you're wondering, I was even wondering. I'm just going to pull these a bit more in. I'm going to select this one and go to mad, but why? Oh, because maybe no, we are on the right layer. Why are we only seeing one at a time? He wondered. Because this switch layer is inside of that one. That's why you foo. So we're going to pull that out. This one can't be inside of that one. Now we can see both of them at the same time. And I think that looks pretty good. This one looks better than the original. So I'm going to go back to the original. Kind of pull these points a little more over. I think that works pretty good. We're going to need a bone for these though. So in the bone layer, And I think I'm going to go, I'm wondering how if I can combo the bone to obviously switch the layer, but also to make them get bigger and more mad, you know, when they come in. So let's try that. It's going to be one of those things where it's probably too much, but hey, we'll try it anyway. So this we're going to go one control for now, brown mad, and we're going to have to go. Let's just make sure we show our label and go on bone layer to make a bone dial. And we might as well go both directions because I might make him also surprised after this. So this will come down and this is where we will be. So that's going to be our final kind of resting place for the mad, you know, um, the mad brows. So I'm going to put that there. It'll give us a little, what do you call it? A keyframe there for this one as well. This is the final keyframe for the mad brows. At some point we need to come over here and switch them. I think about 6 frames in is what I wanted to do before. And that's where we're going to switch. These will start out with regular brows. So let's go and put those here and here. And then about 6 frames in, we're going to switch to that mad brow. Mad brow. Isn't that a Tears for Fears song? And mad and mad. But at this point, they need to be in a different shape. So we're going to go to those mad layers and adjust that for early on. We'll have to tweak this quite a lot to figure out, you know, what's working for us here. These can be so much smaller, lower, kind of hidden away, because these are going to kind of pop on, but subtly if they are made correctly. You just sharp that one for now. Lots of little tweaks like that. All right, let's just see how this works from, that's supposed to be nothing, and that's supposed to, am I moving the wrong one? Because this is where my switch should be happening. That pops off. Okay, and then this one, let's make sure we've got brow left, is regular brow left, and then it comes in, then switches, which is right, and then it should go down to our mad position. However, I don't think I did that correct. Brow right now does have a mad position, but no switch. So this one here needs to start off with regular, go to the switch, and then it would wind up at frame 100 with the mad brow in that position. Not sure if this is going to work the way I want it to. It should. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't, but you know, I've surprised myself before. Let's just hope and pray that I get it right. The entire fate of the universe, you know, is at stake. All right, so that goes from here. That should not be doing that, and it should be switching to the other. All right, so not sure what's going on, but this brow right definitely should be starting there. When it goes up and it gets to 6, it should pop on the new one, and then that should continue. And then at frame 100, I have to realign these, which is not making me real happy, but you know. So I had them right. I had them right. We're gonna make this more angry, if I can remember how. Of course, I had it. Something along the lines. Suddenly, he threw his keyboard into the wall and got up and left. All right, so someone here like that, maybe. All right, that one kind of looks mad. So it's got to shrink back, and then it's got to, gosh, not sure why that's doing what it's doing. Probably because it's not switching, and that's totally cool. But it needs to switch from here boop, to those, and then go into the mad, which that one is now doing. Just very ugly. I had them perfect, and then I messed with the secret sauce. So now we're trying to figure out just how that one should work. So it does work. So it goes on, then it gets worse, and it goes up to 100. Cool. That one does work. And I just have to make sure that these are curvatured right. All right, so somewhere along the lines it needs to go from, okay, so this is going to pop here and come on. Straightening out this curvature a little bit. We really want this to sort of go mad and not act like a, to not act like a eye blink, if that makes sense. So not really like that. I think more up. So the eyebrow kind of starts to appear, and then, so it's going to kind of go from nothing to that, which I don't like it going up. You kind of need to be starting to come down. So something from, not a fan of that squished version right here either. We don't have to completely hide it because we've got that sorted. So it's just a matter of getting it from a position once it pops on to a brow and then an angry. I think these might still need to be up slightly and then be angry. I hate them. Okay, so I'm going to worry on the brows later, y'all, because this is just nothing but frustrating right now. I don't think that's the way to go. In fact, I might give him some little brows just because he needs some expression, and the way he's designed here is not giving me enough expression for the anger, and I'm not really thinking along the lines of how to do that in the most practical way. So it's possible he just needs some drawn eyebrows, like pencil sketch type or something, because he doesn't have a lot of expression at the moment. I'm going to try one more go at the drawn eyebrow, but not so scribbly. So I'm going to say brow right again. Of course, the keyboard has decided it's not going to work right now. I have a. This is, and my microphone's been about 9 miles away the whole time, so nobody's even heard me. Wonderful. Anyway, I'll probably delete this particular episode since nothing's happened the whole time. Cool. I ended.